I'm at 8672 Rupp Farm Drive in Westchester, Ohio. I'm doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, anything concerning for the buyer. The access is, there's a couple different access points, but this is the rearmost stack. You can see it's in this little cubby hole there in the rear right of the basement. There's also a stack in the center right behind the steps, and then there's a third clean out in the floor right before it exits the house in the front left of the basement. And these are all if you're facing the house from the front. Based off the age of the home, should be PVC the entire way out. Push out and probably run a little water once we get all the way out. And so as we pull it back, you should be able to see how the line looks and how it functions. Would much rather go from the floor clean out in front, but there's some those shelves are built right on top of it. But normally that would allow me to go both directions and prevent me from going through as many turns. There's an awful lot of turns here. Right. A lot of these kind of zigzag under the floor to pick up floor drains and other stacks. And there's also a bathroom off to the right, but as you can see on the top of the screen there, we're coming up underneath that floor clean out. So getting ready to exit the house here. So far the line looks great. Oops. May end up having to run some water ahead of time just to kind of help get the camera downstream a little bit. I don't know how long this house has been empty, but it's fairly normal to find a little bit in this PVC. Just a little bit of kind of like mold and grease on the bottom there from years of use. And so it congeals when there's no flow going through here. You can see another thing that adds to the grease layer is the liquid fabric softener that gets used. Here is an outside clean out, but I'm sure it's been covered over. But I will check to see if it's visible out in the front yard. But usually they're covered over after construction, pretty far down below grade. Line is dropping dramatically. You can see in the bottom left-hand corner that there's an angle indicator that shows what position the camera is sitting. It's like even it back out. Hopefully we're getting somewhat close to the main. Looks like we are changing pipe material. Over in some SDR. Looks like the pipe size increased also. Actually, the ABS, it looks almost black. It's just still plastic, but I'm going to actually pause the video for a second, and I'm going to turn some water on down here in the basement bathroom. That's going to help kind of pull that camera along just a little bit, and hopefully allows us to get out all the way to the main a little easier. Okay, see the water flowing from behind. Hopefully that helps move the camera along a little bit. Check to see where we are here shortly, because I mentioned earlier this line looks a little bit bigger than the rest of it. It looks like an 8-inch. I think it's the beginning of a main or something, but should find out shortly. We're coming up on the sewer main. Either way, we should be really far off the property by now. So that's about all we have there. That's all the stick that's on the end of this camera. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. I'm going to go try to locate exactly where this is and find out if we are in the main. Like I mentioned earlier, it does look like this is the pipe size increase when we switched over to this black ABS, which could mean the main. But we're going to go see if we can verify that. Okay, I'm within just a few feet of the main. In fact, if you can see on that connection just in front of us, that's actually looking in. It's a little harder because you can't see the back wall of the crossing pipe because the line's black, because it is the ABS plastic instead of the green or the white. But right in front of us is actually the main, so we can actually see basically right into the main. The main is across the street in the berm between the street and the sidewalk. And so we'll try to take it slow as we pull back, but everything looked great. didn't see any issues at all. And so obviously we'll take another look at everything as we pull back, but the line looks great structurally, and by running this water it should highlight any low spots. But there had already been a little bit of water run before the inspection started, so it would have sat in any low spots or bellies in the line at that point, and we didn't see anything. So don't expect to find anything on the way back. Also looked in the front yard. I didn't see any access to the outside clean out. And so, I'm sure it's there. It's just buried. And basically, anything beyond the end of that line where that black ABS started was probably right around the property line. And so, 50 feet through the house, and another 50 feet down to the curb. Anything past that point would be on the whoever does maintenance on the local sewer system here. In the front of the basement floor underneath the shelving. And you'll be able to tell right there on the right is where the bathroom comes in. You see the water coming out, and so from here on back we shouldn't have any flow. A little bit of water just sitting in the line, but nothing of any concern. It's just from the line being flat under the basement floor, which is normal. But you can see also that it's kind of flushed the line out down there further compared to what it looked like. Back into the reel. So we didn't The line looked great. All the connections look nice and tight. There were no low spots or bellies. Structurally, the line is in great shape and it's open and flowing normally. Nothing to report. No issues found. So that'll end the inspection at 8672 Rupp Farm Drive in Beckett Ridge, Westchester, Ohio.